Hello, everyone. This is Allison from the Keys program. And today I just wanted to give you some tips for digital organization and how to take control of your digital spaces. So as we're all adjusting to how things have changed and moving so much of our education and our work lives online, I know that keeping everything organized becomes even a bigger and bigger challenge. So today I'm going to talk about just some practical tips, some things to keep in mind that can help you stay a little more organized, a little more feeling in control. And this won't be a comprehensive kind of like digital training. People have different types of computers and different programs that they use, and YouTube has some really great tips for how to do all of these tips I'm going to give you on your own device. So I'm working from an Apple computer, but I know people have Chromebooks, people use all sorts of different devices for school. And so these tips will work with any type of device you have, but how to do it might be a little bit different, and you can always contact the help desk or look for online tutorials if there's something you're not sure how to do. All right, so here we go. So the three main things I want to talk about today that might help you stay organized with your classes are to use a folder system for your files, either on your computer or in OneDrive, depending on which you use more often. 2, use bookmarks for your websites that you use frequently for classes in your daily life. And then 3, checking email and Canvas daily so that you make sure to be aware of any changes that are going on in your classes. So the first thing I want to talk about is using a folder system on your OneDrive or on your computer, and how to use folders effectively within those systems to stay organized. So here's an example of how I use folders to organize my files. And I tend to like to work right off of my desktop and keep folders for the things that I use every day right on my desktop so they're easy to access. And once I notice that I'm starting to get like these different files, like this is what I'm using to work on this workshop for you, I always make sure once I start to notice that I just grab those and I pop them into whatever file I've created for that project. So this is my digital organizing workshop. So I'm going to pop that into that folder. Within each folder, I also use subfolders. So this is a class that I'm taking, SWG 510, and I have a folder for each module that I have in that class. And when I go into those modules, I'll find my assignments and the readings and everything that I needed right there, easy to access. And then I keep the syllabus in there as well. I also try to make sure to name things, files names that are going to be really specific and easy to search in the search bar. So like this was my module 1 discussion meeting where the client where they are. So if I did a search for that, it should be able to pop right up. And there it is. And so you want to make sure to name things, file names that are really detailed and that will be easy to find later on. So the next thing I want to talk about is using bookmarks. So you're using all kinds of websites every single day to get assignments in, to hear any news from your professors about any changes to assignments, to do research and all of that stuff. And bookmarks just helps that kind of enable you to do those accesses things quickly and seamlessly. And it can make it a lot easier when you're actually navigating different assignments in class as well. So I bookmark everything that I use daily on my actual bookmark bar. So every different browser that you use, if you use Chrome or Internet Explorer or Safari, whatever your preferred browser is, they all have different bookmarking systems. And again, YouTube is your best bet for figuring out how to use the bookmarking system within your browser. But usually there's something called a bookmark manager or something similar. And in there you can organize your bookmarks. So there's a bookmark bar, which will keep things like just right up here at the top that you can click on. So like I check my work email multiple times a day. So that one's just so easy to access. Click on it, it's right there. Same thing, I use Zoom every day for tutoring. So if I just click on that website, it will take me right there. But then I also have things that I use maybe regularly, but not every day. And so those I keep in folders in my bookmarks. So my bookmark bar has my daily stuff, like, you know, my volunteering for crisis text line, my Zoom meeting room, my classes, my work mail. But then like I have, you know, I like to travel sometimes on the weekends, or I pay bills every month. And so I have folders for those things as well. And in there are my links for those types of things. Like, you know, for keys, I have additional websites that I maybe don't use every day, but I use them in my program where I work. And so I have those linked within that folder. And my last tip for today is just checking your email and your Canvas daily. So you all have AWC email addresses, and you're getting emails from advisors, from your professors, tutors, all kinds of different email from the college. And some of it might be something that doesn't apply to you. You might open it up and it's kind of a general announcement that isn't really related to anything you're going to do. Maybe it's a announcement for an event you're not planning to go to. But sometimes they're really important. Sometimes it's a professor telling you, clarifying something about an assignment, or your advisor letting you know that you need to come in and meet with them so that you can get registered for classes. So make sure that you set a time, like 20 minutes every day, same time. Maybe it's like when you're drinking your coffee, or maybe after one of your classes, where you check your email and you make a point to actually go through and either immediately respond to it. So if it's something you need a reply to, like an email from your advisor or your professor, that you reply. Or if it's a sort of a long-term thing, your professor reminds you that there's a project coming up in 2 weeks, so you add it to your to-do list. Or it's just a general reminder from the college that you read it, you understand it, you don't need it anymore, and you're just going to delete it. But you don't want to let those emails stack up to where you're starting to feel really behind. And you're not kind of sure what's going on with the day-to-day with your classes. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is that your professors are putting announcements on Canvas all the time, letting you know about changes to assignments or things that are important to know. So check those announcements every day as well, and have that a set time in your schedule that you're doing those things. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Those are kind of just my 3 tips on how to stay organized. And remember that we're all in this together, and we are going to help one another get used to this kind of new school year that we're facing. And everyone's doing a great job. And remember too that every device and system is different. And so you may find something that works for you better on the device that you have and better with your organizational style. And that's great. So these are just maybe some ideas that you might find helpful. Have a great rest of your day.